till the count of 5.
What's up, guys? Justin here, back with another episode of the podcast. Till the count of 5. My co-host, as always,
Pablo is in the house. We got some news for you.
and we fixed the mic.
Hey, the mic is here tonight. You are going to hear us, and I'm not going to sound like I'm in another damn state.
This shit is crispy again.
That's it. So, with that being said, we bumped up the stuff. We're also going to do our first, I guess, giveaway, technically.
Unless we win.
Unless we win, because, damn it, we're going to win. But
Yeah.
we're going to have our own NCAA tournament challenge since the March Madness has hit.
Yeah, we actually had one of our viewers and good friends, Trevor Ramsey. He kind of messaged me right before we got the podcast going.
What's up, Ram?
He mentioned that we should try to start our own bracket challenge, so we're going to do that. You get 2 entries per person. We're going to try to give something away to whoever the winner is, unless it's us, and then we're just going to keep
Then we're just going to gloat for the next year how we're smarter than all y'all.
Yeah, and then you'll have to wait till next year and, try again.
But yeah, we'll come up with something. It may be a gift card or I don't know. I got autographed pictures we can give away anytime.
Yeah,
So
give them a shirt.
yeah, hey, you might. Speaking of shirts, we got a question. You all need to tell us if anybody be interested in a Till the Count of 5 shirt.
Which is funny because we're both actually wearing ours today.
And didn't plan it either.
Yeah.
All right, that's how we roll.
Yeah.
We think a lot. So yeah, the tourney challenge. If you find it on Facebook, it's either one of our things. We shared it, or you can go to ESPN and look up Till the Count of 5.
Yeah, same name as the podcast, and for the people who either don't have us on Facebook or whatever, it'll be down in the description of the YouTube video below.
Nice.
So yeah, they'll be able to catch it there. Either
Go
way.
sign up. We'll give away some good stuff. Plus, you'll see that we're really smart and you're not. But so there's that. After that, we'll talk about some more NCAA stuff later because we actually got questions from some people for tonight.
We
so
actually had questions.
some of y'all did good, some of you still suck.
Yeah.
Um,
Stop liking the post and just ask a question.
Yeah.
You can ask me what kind of toilet paper I use. I don't care.
So we're going to talk NFL stuff right now. We're going to get the free agency in a minute because there was some crazy stuff went on during free agency.
Crazy moves.
But first, I got to talk to you, being a Steelers fan. Are you going to have to change the logo to a pot leaf or something? Because your boy Martavis Bryant, he's getting ready to be gone for a year because he can't quit smoking weed.
He's already got suspended for this once, hadn't he? He lost 4 or 5 games last year or the year before.
Yeah, it was just this past year. I think.
Yeah. He lost the first 4 or 5 games because that was when Sammy Coates had to kind of step up a little bit. So, Dad asked me, he's like, what happened to Sammy Coates then this season? Well,
Martavis Bryant came back.
So, I mean, dude's just stupid. You got to think, okay, I know people have done a lot worse things in the NFL, and people have mentioned
100%.
that. They'll bring up there's people that hit their girlfriends or whatever, and they only get 4 or 5 games. Point is, regardless of all that other stuff, he knew what the rules were, and he broke the rules.
He had already got punished once.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree 100%. Obviously I don't smoke weed now, or may have in a former life, but I understand the rule. And if it was his first time, I would probably be more like, man, give him a break.
Too much, yeah.
But after you've just
Dude's
been suspended, this is either the second or third time.
He's a repeat offender. That's the thing here.
And you're stupid. After you just come off last year and you were suspended the first 4 games because of this.
And then has a great season.
Yeah.
Has one of the best catches I've seen
You
forever.
have argued with me.
Yeah.
We've had this argument that I'm like, Odell Beckham's amazing. And he argues with me all the time that Martavis Bryant is going to be better
than
Odell Beckham.
What's going to happen?
I win, damn it. That's what it means.
The dude's throwing away his career for pot.
My guy makes one-handed catches. Your guy likes to shotgun some weed, son.
I'm pretty sure Odell Beckham probably does some pretty sketch stuff, too.
No. Did you see? Is he suspended?
Have they tested him?
I'm sure he have. Have you seen the man's hair? He looks like something. He's fell in some bleach or something with that hair he's got going on.
I don't know. Martavis Bryant, this is going to be difficult. I don't... Can the Steelers keep going back to him at this point? Really and truly, this is the second or third time.
They kept being after 3 chicks set Draper.
That's different.
It's different.
That's
You're
different.
gonna compare rape to smoking a joint.
That's not what I'm saying. You're making me have to look like a bad guy.
I know. I just hate the Steelers.
Yeah.
Y'all can suck one. Anyway.
6 rings.
Yeah. I'll give you one finger. Anyway, so yeah, Martavis Bryant. He's gonna have a year to smoke pot, I guess. As much as he wants. Like, I don't understand why this guy.
Did you hear about how much money he lost?
No.
Okay, so he signed for I don't know how many million, but like he's forfeiting because of this year's suspension.
And he's
over,
not
like,
appealing it, by the way.
No, he's forfeiting like 60 or 70% of the total money he was gonna make.
Oh my God.
Yeah, which this is gonna sound really shitty because I like him a lot. That just frees up cap space. That's all it is.
That's true.
We're gonna be able to make some plays now. Hopefully, maybe pay people for once, which Steelers aren't really notorious for paying anyone.
No. But the whole thing to me is these guys are still making millions while they're not playing. So
Yeah.
you give them a year off, like Josh Gordon that played for Cleveland. He got suspended for a year because of pot. I mean, and Gordon's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
Gordon's a freak. But I don't know. We'll see about Martavis Bryant. I don't know. I don't know that he'll be back in Pittsburgh.
I don't either.
But yeah, so big thing, NFL free agency. Kind of crazy.
It's been weird so far.
Yeah, like who? Okay, all year long, everybody's like, Peyton's going to retire. Brock Osweiler's the quarterback for the Broncos for the future. He's going to be the man.
And did well when he played. When Peyton was out, did
Yeah.
really, really, really
Yeah.
well.
And the whole time everybody's talking, they're like, Brock's going to be he's the heir apparent to Peyton.
Yeah.
No, apparently he's not, because Brock Osweiler has signed with the Houston Texans.
And didn't the Broncos pick up Mark Sanchez?
They have traded for butt fumble.
Yeah.
They traded for butt fumble. That's all that needs to be said about how the Denver offseason's going. They lost C.J. Anderson to the Dolphins. Evan Mathis was in Arizona today. Ryan Harris, the tackle, signed with Pittsburgh. Your boys.
Like how? Here's my thing. Like, this seems to happen way too much. Why is it that a team wins a Super Bowl? Is it the players that they just want too much money?
Yeah, it's the money aspect. Because if you win a Super Bowl, like C.J. Anderson, he's going to make like $6 million a year now.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's a decent back, but he's not a $6 million
No.
a year back.
Like
Like DeMarco Murray is making the same amount. And if you compare DeMarco Murray to C.J. Anderson, DeMarco Murray's head and shoulders above him.
There's
It's
no
just
doubt.
C.J. Anderson was on a Super Bowl winning team.
I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe this is me being like super old, sounding like more so than my years, but I wish teams, and maybe a lot of this too is because I'm a Pittsburgh fan, and usually they'll keep people around.
Right.
Like,
This is the loyalty.
yeah,
type
like
deal.
if you've won a Super Bowl with a team, why the fuck? Like, you're gonna be making money regardless. Like really and truly, what is a couple extra $1 million to a player if that means he could carry on the legacy and win another Super Bowl? If I'm already making good money, I'd rather have rings.
But I don't think that's the way it works in today's age. I think
That's what
it's
I'm
about
saying.
getting paid.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you look at it, and look, you can ask both of us. We both hate the Patriots.
Yeah, I despise
But
them.
you have to respect what they've done, because nobody nowadays, other than the Patriots, that's it, is consistently winning every year.
And it's because of Belichick.
And it's because of Belichick. Look,
Whether you
that's
hate
nothing
him,
against Brady.
whether you hate him, whether you love him, Belichick is the greatest coach to ever be in the NFL. I don't
Yeah.
care.
No, I hate him.
Honestly,
I hate him,
think
but
that.
that's true.
Yeah.
No, I believe it. And
He takes players you've never heard of, or these these kids that are from some AA school or something like that, and turns them into a well-oiled machine.
Julian Edelman.
Yeah,
I know, right? I mean, it's Wes Welker.
Yeah.
Who was terrible. Like, he didn't do anything in Miami. All of a sudden, he gets to New England and he's like unstoppable. I know I hate them, but like other than them, because they have the system and Belichick is smart about it. I think it's starting to wear thin a little though. But for this 10 years, however long, 15 years, whatever it is right now, they're the only
touched him.
team that consistently has won.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you had Peyton on the team, but that was because of Peyton. It wasn't because of Peyton was the good player. It wasn't that they had a system built up. But some other free agencies I thought were kind of big deals. Somebody that's local with us, Cody Sensabaugh.
Yep.
Who is a hometown Tennessee guy. The Titans drafted him. I honestly thought they'd re-sign him. Apparently Jeff Fisher, who drafted him, must really, really like him because he got a 3-year, $19 million deal to go to the St. Louis Rams. Well, the L.A. Rams, I guess.
L.A. Rams now.
That's hard to remember now.
It's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah. I think one of the big shocking things is my team, the Cowboys.
Yeah, what have you
Haven't
guys
done
done?
crazy. They've not done anything real crazy right
Really?
now. They signed Cedric Thornton from Philadelphia, I think. Defensive end. I do know they had Chris Long in to interview today, kind of come by, and was it Deshaun Golson, the safety?
Yeah.
He was in Dallas today to interview, so hopefully, I'll be okay with some Chris Long, Deshaun Golson.
I mean, the only thing Steelers have done, we made the move with the tackle.
Yeah,
And
Ryan
then
Harris.
Picked up Ladarius Green from the Chargers on a 3-year deal, which was big because he had big numbers behind Antonio Gates.
Well, and that's also brings you to the big trade today, where New England, talking about New England, Chandler Jones, who, if you don't know, that's John Bones Jones' brother. He kind of had a little thing at the end of the year where, don't know for sure, may have been some synthetic marijuana, whatever.
Yeah.
Had a bad reaction. Anyway, but he's a great defensive end.
Yeah.
All-pro defensive end. Got traded today to the Arizona Cardinals in exchange for offensive guard Jonathan Cooper, who's a good offensive lineman,
and a
second-round pick.
See, that's another thing. Like when you first told me that, I was kind of like, well, that seems kind of weird. But thinking about the Patriots, thinking about Belichick, a second-round pick for them, any pick for them, can be ridiculous.
Not to mention Cooper being, a starting lineman or, a good backup. Because if you went back to last year, that's what cost New England going to the Super Bowl was the fact they couldn't block Denver. Other than that, I was trying to think Johnny Manziel finally got released by the Browns. It got a little long there. I started wondering what they were doing.
Maybe your boys are going to pick him up.
Everything I've read online, like Dallas has said they're not going to sign him now since the last incident.
Yeah.
I think if he hadn't had the last incident, they probably would. He would probably be in Dallas right now. The other interesting couple things, Robert Griffin III has not went anywhere yet, and there's a couple different places.
That's kind of intriguing to me.
Like, in all honesty, and I know I could be wrong, I think whoever gets him might get a steal.
I think so too. I mean, and we've seen, I'll see articles all the time that talk about, why did RG3 bust and all this. RG3's not a bust. RG3's never had a chance to be used the right way. Gruden never liked him from the start.
No.
Hated
Gruden
him.
never gave him a chance.
No.
And Shanahan, the first year, man, he was great.
Yeah.
And then, if he doesn't get hurt, and then I think then once he got hurt, they started trying to change stuff and how they did everything.
Yeah.
And it just kind of went downhill, and he never got comfortable.
Well, it's kind of like, Dad and I talk about this stuff a lot. One big thing that seems to hurt a lot of these, dual threat type quarterbacks is they try to turn them into the prototypes. And as soon as they do that, they ruin them. Same thing happened with Kaepernick, who hasn't done anything lately. Cam Newton's been one of the surprises because he can do both and do both well. But like RG3, they tried to keep him in the pocket, and, it ruined him. So, I think if he gets a chance to go somewhere else, maybe get a fresh start, someone might try to use him the right way, I think he'd do okay. He's still small regardless. That'll be one thing that still plagues him. He's not very big.
Right, and that brought up somebody else you mentioned, which is Colin Kaepernick. Because, the big thing is he wants out of San Francisco, and basically San Francisco kind of has acted like they don't want him either, and, somebody, it's another guy who I think, if Harbaugh doesn't leave,
I think he does well.
I think Kaepernick will still be okay, but now that he's stuck there, and obviously Tom Sula was not ever should have been hired as the dang coach. It'd be interesting to see where he goes, because I know that I think Cleveland really, really wants Kaepernick. But they also they've thrown Denver's name out there. The other kicker in it is Ryan Fitzpatrick, the quarterback from the Jets, who he had a winning record this past year. They were like 9-7, 10-6,
which is kind of crazy for the Jets in general.
Right, and now that they did that, they won't offer. They're not going to pay him.
Yeah.
Like, he wants money like what Osweiler got and Cousins got in Washington, which is like $18 million.
which is
a year,
stupid.
which
for
is
him.
stupid. Like, I mean, but okay, you say it's stupid for Fitzpatrick, right? I think it's stupid for Osweiler and Cousins. I'll give Cousins the benefit of the doubt. Washington has no choice but to pay Cousins.
Yeah.
But Osweiler, who, don't get me wrong, he did do good, like we talked about last year when he filled in. Do you trust Brock Osweiler to give him $18 million a year to lead your franchise?
Switching teams and all that? No.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I give him money to stay with the Broncos.
If he had stayed in Denver,
I think
because he's already knows the system.
I think I give him plenty of money then.
Right, I understand that. But Fitzpatrick, who won you 9 or 10 ball games for the Jets this year, played really, really good.
On a Jets team that wasn't very good.
No, I mean, they're not. And, I mean, I understand him wanting to get the money because he does see those guys who haven't done what he did
Yeah.
getting $18, $19 million. But at the same time, you know, now nobody's really shown that they're going to give that to him. I think he'll wind up back with the Jets at a discounted rate. But I was going to bring this up because to me this was like completely impressive. One team that has been signing people left and right, which it's not the Dolphins. The Dolphins did sign Mario Williams,
Yeah.
which, you know, putting him with Sue could be a little dangerous.
Yeah.
But no, my big thing, which scares me as a Cowboys fan, because you never know what we're going to do, just to be honest. I mean, like, yeah, it's like dealing with a woman. Like, 1 minute it's one thing,
Yeah.
next minute, Dez and Tony Romo are out for the season. And then we suck again. Let's bring in them Matt Castle. Anyway, the New York Giants have absolutely been killing it. And I got it pulled up right now. Like, they signed Keenan Robinson, a free agent from the Redskins. Here you go. And they overpaid for Oliver Vernon from the Dolphins.
Yeah, they did.
But you add Vernon to the guys they have because they re-signed Jason Pierre-Paul too.
I knew that.
They brought in Damon Harrison from the Jets. Then they went out and signed Janoris Jenkins from the Rams.
Really?
Yes. Re-signed Jason Pierre-Paul. Brought in Bennett Jackson. I mean, they've got all kinds. Lewis Nix, the kid that played at Notre Dame a couple years ago.
making plays.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to see who.
Eli got on the phone the day after.
He's
the
like,
Super Bowl, he said,
you saw my face,
he
right?
said-
I want to
he
tell
said,
my brother now.
Damn it, you sign everyone.
But yeah, so like they went nuts, and then you got the draft coming up here next month. Is it next month? Or no, it's May.
Yeah.
May, which I think the draft could be interesting. I don't, nobody's going to get a big offensive like a quarterback. I don't think there's a great quarterback. Probably the best quarterback's the kid from North Dakota State.
That's who I was just
the
thinking.
Wentz kid.
Yeah,
Carson,
I couldn't think of his name.
I think he's great.
I think he'll get overlooked a little bit though, just because of where he
I
plays.
think he's going to be the first quarterback taken.
Really?
I will go out on that limb now. He'll be the first quarterback taken. I'm just praying to God that Jerry Jones doesn't have his head inserted up an orifice on his body, and
You mean his ear?
yeah, his ear. That's what I meant. Exactly what I was thinking. And Joey Bosa from Ohio State is there at number 4 because I want Joey Bosa in Dallas so bad.
That would be pretty cool.
Like I want here my dream scenario. I'll lay it out for you. Joey Bosa with the 4th pick, and then we either trade up into the first round at the end of it, or in the second round, Derrick Henry's still there from Alabama. We get Derrick Henry. Dream scenario right there.
That's going to be crazy. Someone's going to have to wheel
Derrick
and
Henry
deal.
wants to be in Dallas.
Yeah, I
Dallas
saw that.
needs a running back. If they don't take Bosa, I'm okay with them taking another Ohio State player, and that's Ezekiel Elliott. But I want Bosa.
Yeah.
So, got anything else you want to hit on with free agency?
I think that's it.
Mike Wallace signed with the Ravens.
Yeah,
that doesn't really matter. But here's what was funny about it, because we read it a minute ago. Mike Wallace was asked why he wanted to sign with Baltimore, and he said, it's because I finally needed a good quarterback.
It's going to be funny when they play the Steelers and Antonio Brown's standing in the end zone and he scores and he's going to get the ball and chuck it at Mike Wallace and say, I was always better.
Oh, that's cold, man. That's cold. But, moving on from there, we're going to talk about something real quick. This past Saturday, and we're going to switch to the local wrestling thing for a minute, which part of it's to try and get y'all to spend some money. This past Saturday, NWA Smoky Mountain did a benefit show at the Evolution Gym up in Elizabethton, which is an awesome looking place. I've not got to go there yet, but it looks amazing. But they had a benefit show for Brian Wayne was what he wrestled was his name, and the big deal about Brian is he actually kind of got Tony and all those guys started in the business, trained those guys, and now Tony obviously owns NWA Smoky Mountain. It's kind of a big deal, and about 3 weeks ago, I guess now, maybe a month ago, Brian actually lost his house and everything he owned in a house fire. So, because Brian had done so much for Tony and a lot of the guys on the roster, Tony and them did a benefit show this past Saturday up there and to raise some money for him, which is a great cause, great thing. And actually, we didn't get to go. Justin had some prior things, and then I had a family thing I had to do. So I felt a little bad because when we talk about the wrestling thing over at Smoky Mountain, it's kind of like we got our immediate families, but it's kind of like the wrestling family. It's a little screwed up and dysfunctional, but we're kind of going to look out for each other when we can. So I decided to have an auction kind of with a wrestling rated item, and I got a lot of stuff, so I don't care to help out a little bit. Plus, I feel like whatever I can do, I'll help somebody out. I hope somebody would help me out if I'd lost everything in a fire too. So, if you go on my Facebook, or if you can go on Smoky Mountain's websites and stuff, you'll see it there. Or send me or Justin a message. It doesn't matter. I'm auctioning off a pair of wrestling trunks. They're brand new wrestling trunks. They weren't ever worn by anybody, so there's no ball sweat. Sorry. But they are red trunks, and they are autographed by the 16-time World Heavyweight Champion, the Nature Boy Ric Flair. And he signed it Nature Boy Ric Flair, 16-time champ. It's really cool looking. It's authenticated by JSA, which is James Spence. If you wanted to see the code and go look it up on James Spence, send me a message, because I did that earlier for a guy. But yeah, just send me a message, or you can comment on any of the pictures. I know right now the current bid's $30.
Yep.
Which is great. I mean, whatever little bit we can get. Obviously, we want as much money as we can. But, it'd be for a good cause, because, you got a guy who lost everything. Even if you don't like wrestling, you don't give a crap about what we talk about. You just happen to be listening. It ain't going to hurt. All of us going to fall in hard times. So, help somebody out. Good cause. Plus, you're going to get a cool pair of tights. I mean, even if you don't like wrestling, you can walk around, put them on, walk around your house, style profile, and woo a little. And,
that's what I would do.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. But, hit us up if you want to bid on it. If you know somebody that likes wrestling or whatever that you think may be interested, tell them about it. We're going to try and end it probably Tuesday or maybe Wednesday of this next week, the 22nd or 23rd, because the next NWA Smoky Mountain show is the 24th next week, Thursday. And my plan is to, hopefully, whoever wins them comes to the show. If not, you don't even have to live here. If you want to bid on it, go ahead. You can pay through PayPal, whatever, and I'll ship them to you free of charge. But if you can come to the show, my plan is to, hopefully somebody at the show wins it. I'll give them the wrestling trunks there, get the money, and then that will either go straight to Brian if he's there, or I can give it to Tony, and Tony will make sure Brian gets it. So there's that, just to help somebody out. And going on from there real quick, we're going to talk about the School of Morton, which you want to tell them who, I mean, obviously you can kind of tell by the school.
You kind of tell by the name. It's Ricky Morton's school. Got some NWA guys that train people there.
Yeah, it's down in Chucky.
Yeah. Chase Owens, him and Elliot.
Elliot.
Yeah.
Him and Elliot are kind of... Chase has been there since day one, and I think Elliot came along. Elliot Russell, who former MWA World Tag Team Champion with Sigmund.
Also, if Elliot's listening to this, the music, you have my applause for the music.
Oh, yeah, the videos on Facebook. I don't know that Elliot will ever listen to this, but if you know Elliot and you listen to this, tell him his Facebook videos were showing concerts he goes to, and then him playing the guitar and stuff.
He got so many brownie points it wasn't even funny,
but,
man.
Yeah, I showed Justin and he about died.
Yeah.
But, so Elliot, who's that, and then Chase, who obviously, if you listen to the show, our fascination with Chase. It may be unhealthy. I'm not sure. But yeah, former 3-time NWA World Junior Heavyweight Champion Chase Owens, member of the Bullet Club, one of the hottest stars on the independent wrestling scene, bar none, in the world. Right here in Tennessee, Chucky are the trainers at the School Morton, which is obviously ran by part of the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton, who, if you ever seen old like 80s wrestling, 90s, and tag team wrestling especially, I mean, you understand, like, the Rock and Roll Express are amazing. And the School Morton, they actually run their own shows. It's usually like the last Sunday of every month. And what it is these younger guys who are training at the school, they put on a show, kind of like anybody else would, or like a pay-per-view kind of deal. It's just $5 to get in, and it usually runs about 2 hours. $5 not much to go watch guys who are learning. Like, don't go expecting to see, Hogan Steamboat, or Savage Steamboat from WrestleMania 3 or nothing like that. But these guys are working to that.
Yeah.
And for $5, it ain't going to hurt you. Plus, it's really cool. You go to the School Morton. You get to see the inside of the School Morton, which is basically kind of like a museum of the Rock and Roll Express. Which, like, if you know any history about the Rock and Roll Express, that can be a whole lot of stuff.
And even the $5 would be enough to just see that.
Oh, the $5 is worth talking to Ricky Morton for 5 minutes, because Ricky Morton is like, he's a great, great person to talk to.
He's a character, man.
Oh, he's awesome. Oh, he's great, and he will sell you anything.
Yeah.
I love him. Ricky's a great guy, and obviously he's doing really well with the school, because a lot of those guys get to work Smoky Mountain shows, either in dark matches, or some of them are actually on the actual roster now. And obviously with Chase and Elliott, they're pretty good. Those are good guys to be trained in, obviously. They do have a show, March the 27th, that Ricky and Robert Gibson, the actual Rock and Roll Express, will be there. So, for $5, you can get to go see the Rock and Roll Express.
Yeah.
You can't beat that. I don't even care if they don't wrestle. If nobody wrestles, is what I'm saying. There could be nothing else there but the Rock and Roll Express. Go listen to them talk for 5 minutes. $5, plus you basically get in the Rock and Roll Express Museum is what it basically amounts to. And if not, if you can't go to the 27th, because I think it's Easter, so I probably won't get to go to that one. I am going to try and go to the one in April.
Yeah.
Me and Justin both are. So Chris Harmon hooked me up. I'll see you there, man. But, it's a good little local thing. Plus, $5, it gives you something to do on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
So you can look that up. Follow them on Facebook. They got the School Morton page. It'll be fun. Plus, you get to see like the future of wrestling for this area, and meet Ricky Morton, which is always cool. Then also here I'm gonna give another plug for our boy, Chase.
Yeah.
Who I told him earlier, I was like, man, you're gonna have to quit this shit, because you're wearing my bank account out with all these new shirts. He told me the one that came out today is probably going to be the last one for a little bit. But Chase has actually like probably 5 different shirts right now for sale. You got the 2016 Too Sweet one, which I own. You also have the newest, well, not the newest one, I guess. You have the Rodeo Rivalry shirt, which is awesome.
Which I think is sick.
It is a shirt to commemorate the Chase Owens Jason Cade rivalry that they're going to face off again. Not just this next Thursday, because they are there too, but the next Thursday in Fort Worth, Texas, at the NWA Parade of Champions. That's the entire NWA sending their best guys here to put on the show. And if you look online, everybody's pretty much in agreement they're going to steal that show.
Yeah.
But they have really cool, like, kind of Western looking, since it's in Texas. Cool little shirt, which is awesome. Then he also has the, you want to talk about the pile drive one?
I love the pile drive.
When Chase is not in NWA Smoky Mountain, and he can use the package pile driver, please make that legal again, Tony. Back to the point. He has one that he is packaged pile driving a certain person.
Yeah.
Which you may know, you may not know. Anyway, that's not important.
The
But
important part is
the
it is a
important part-
package pile driver shirt.
And it says hashtag.
I don't know what was it.
It's
I don't.
package pile drive bitches.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Because that like made the whole thing.
Yeah, it's awesome. So there's that shirt. Also, the new shirt.
The new shirt
that
was
came
it
out today.
Yeah.
Today. It's awesome. It's another kind of thing with him and Jason. Jason Kincaid, Chase Owens are they are stepping up their game to superhero land.
They are now superheroes.
Their new shirt has them featured, especially since the movie's coming out. It's kind of fitting.
That's what I.
Yeah.
Was that the reason that he put it out now? Because
I think it is.
Because the promotion on
It's
that alone
ingenious.
was, yeah.
It's ingenious. That was a smart move, Chase. If you're listening, it says Dawn of Justice on the shirt, and above that says Chase Owens, Jason Kincaid, and on the pictures, which are really cool looking pictures, they're cartoony looking pictures, but Jason and Chase look great in them. Jason is on the left, and he is Batman. He's in the whole Batman outfit with no mask. He's got his head.
Well, see, it'd be. I was just thinking about this. It'd be really weird for Jason to have the mask on as Batman because of the beard and kind of the hair in general.
Yeah.
It wouldn't really work.
I don't know.
Can't really fit under the cowl.
Yeah,
beard
the
everywhere.
hair. The beard would be okay.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean,
The beard would work.
I don't know.
Right.
Probably had to cut out the top for the hair though.
Oh, the
the-
hair's not gonna work.
Yeah, let the dreads flow
No.
down.
And then, obviously, if you know the movie coming out, Chase is dressed up as Superman.
He has the man bun too.
He does have the man bun.
I don't know if you noticed that in the picture, but he's got
Yes,
the
I
man bun.
did.
Yeah.
Look, I'm going to take credit for that. I think Chase is modeling his hair after me.
You don't think it's me?
No, I'm currently sitting here with the man bun. Okay, you are too.
Yeah.
But, all right, shut up. I'm taking this one. It's all me, all right? Kiss my ass. It was all me. It's all me. But you can send Chase a message on Facebook. He'll hook you up with a shirt. I know, like, this week's the last week to order the rodeo shirts with him and Jason, which we've already ordered ours. And then the one that come out today is a cool shirt. Like, it comes in a couple of different colors, too. So, like, it even looks cooler on, like, the blue and stuff.
I think it looks better that way, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. So, you know, check it out. Especially, I mean, even if it's not Chase, even if some of the other guys, you know, I mean, they make some money from wrestling, but they also get a lot of their money from the merch they sell. And he's actually going to have it in pictures, too, not just the shirts.
I might buy a picture
So,
of
a
that.
picture will be cool.
Yeah.
I'm maybe try and get him talking to a poster or something.
That would be really
Poster
cool.
would be cool. But, you know, that's kind of it for the wrestling, local stuff. We'll talk about the show next week.
Yeah.
On the next one, and probably hit the big time wrestling thing that we're probably not going to unless I win tickets on 959 in the next week. But let's go to something that's going to be interesting because we have questions.
We actually have
We
questions.
actually had some people send us questions to answer. So we told y'all if you send us questions, we'll answer them.
Yeah, you're like getting free promotion right now,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Like, we're going to make people famous right here.
Yeah.
You want to give us the first one?
Yeah, sure. First question comes from Drew McCrary. It's actually a two-part question. And
That have nothing to do with each other.
yeah,
technically.
but, you know, props for the
First
creativity.
question.
First question. If the Warriors break the Bulls record, are they the greatest of all time?
I'm going to say no.
I probably will too, just because, like, people talk about this a lot. It's hard to compare eras, I think.
It is. Like, I don't think you can compare the eras because it's completely different.
But one thing I do think the big difference is that Bulls team was physical.
Yeah, and it depends on, going back, this has always been my argument when we talk about this. And this is why I think and Steph would have been great anyway.
Yeah.
But if you take Steph and LeBron, and everybody knows I'm a LeBron guy.
Yeah.
But if you take Steph and LeBron and take them back to playing when Jordan played, LeBron has a better chance of succeeding than Steph does.
I agree.
Because Back then, the rules were different.
Yeah.
I mean, you had hand checking, and you could body up people.
Yeah.
I mean, hardcore. Like, they beat each other to death.
I mean, it's like looking back at and this is one of my favorite 30 for 30s, the Reggie Miller winning time.
oh, yeah.
When they would show the highlights, the no layup rules,
yeah.
like now you're getting ejected 100%.
Oh, yeah, you're gone as soon as it happens. Or you go back to the Detroit Bad Boys.
Yeah.
I mean, like, when you come out of that game, you look like you've been in a fight.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that Lambeer and Rodman and them, I mean, they were good, but they weren't great. But what
They
made
were
them
just tough.
What made them great was they were the meanest, toughest guys out there, and they didn't care. So, I don't know that I can say they're the greatest, but at the same time, I don't know. I will say this: they would be the greatest in the modern era.
I agree there.
But I think you can't. It's hard to compare eras because everything's changed. The game's changed, the athletes have changed, and the rules have changed.
I think if nothing else, that'd be a hell of a series to watch.
Yeah,
I think it'd be
would.
entertaining.
I mean, here's my argument with all that. I mean, I know we're throwing out the win record.
Yeah.
I mean, you go back to Bill Russell and the Celtics, where they won 10 championships
Yeah.
out of 12 years or something. I mean, it's hard to say they're not one of the greatest teams ever. And I mean, I know it's a different time, but
And it's like looking back at players like Bill Russell or even Wilt Chamberlain and players like that. This is going to sound kind of unpopular, but one reason they were really good, they were bigger than everyone else.
yeah.
I mean, I think both of those players still do really well even now. And
Bill, I think would have been better than Wilt.
I agree.
Even though I love Wilt Chamberlain,
But
Wilt Chamberlain's a legend, not just on the court but in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I think if you put those players now, when the sizes mean a lot more, and like you've got these players that are near their size and are a hell of a lot more athletic,
yeah.
I think it's a lot harder for them to do what they
No,
did.
I agree with that. I agree 100% with that. So with that, I guess our answer is yes and no.
Best in the modern era,
best in the
not
modern
best all
era.
time.
Yes, I don't think they're the best all time because I think there's some other teams that beat them up.
Yeah.
Like physically. I mean, that's no. Steph's amazing. Like I don't even. I hate the Warriors.
I think
really.
I think if they're playing, that whole year in that era, I think it's going to be hard for them to stay healthy to even get there.
Yeah, and that's not a knock on Steph. But if you look at Steph's not big. Mm-mm. So, okay, and here's another team we haven't even mentioned. You go back to the 80s Lakers or the 80s Celtics, but especially the 80s Lakers, where they had Magic and A.C. Cooper, James Worthy, Rambus, Kareem.
I mean, like on a team like that, who does Steph guard?
I don't know, because you have Magic playing point.
Yeah,
I mean, Magic's going to post Steph up the whole game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can throw that out anytime. Greatest modern era, like we said, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Greatest all time, I'm going to say no just because of the physical aspect. I don't think they have enough at each position.
I agree.
I feel like, okay, the Lakers, for example, Kareem or Wilt would eat Bogut's lunch.
Yeah.
So, I don't know that they ever stop L.A. But, okay.
Second question.
We're laughing because you're going to understand why in a
Second
minute.
question from Drew, okay?
And this is not us, okay? This is from Drew McCrary.
Was Simba a pussy for running away from the Pride Land?
I'm going to say no. And here's my reasoning. Had Simba been older, I would have said yes. But as a kid, if you watch somebody, you see your dad die right in front of you, and you basically think
Like
it's your fault.
creepy uncle?
Yeah, but you think it's your fault. And
Yeah.
your uncle tells you,
Yeah.
who you trust at the time, tells you, hey, you know what? This is your fault.
Yeah, you're probably right there. I think if he's grown.
If he's grown, then yeah, he's a puss.
Oh yeah, but
that's
then,
ridiculous.
I mean, this dude went on like a journey to regroup, really find himself.
Yeah.
I mean, he came back and whipped his ass anyway. So
Right. I mean, he made up for it. Like, even if he was... Okay, let's go on a limb and say was a pussy for leaving. Kind of.
you know,
He redeemed it by coming back, and he whipped not only Scar's ass, but all the damn hyenas' asses.
I mean, what if we think about this in like a LeBron aspect? Was LeBron a pussy for leaving Cleveland as a young man?
No, because they suck. Like, when the second best player on your team is either Mo Williams or Larry Hughes. And nobody wants to come to Cleveland.
That's true.
I mean, it's different now. Like, he's got players that
Yeah.
actually, some want to come to Cleveland because they want to win a championship. Before, Larry Hughes And Mo Williams, I like. Like, I like Mo Williams. Like, you know who third best player on that team when they went to the finals was probably?
Who?
Well, okay, it's a tie. It's either Zydrunas Ilgauskas.
I was gonna say Ilgauskas.
It's either Big Z or Booby Gibson.
God, that's
Who's
saying
probably
something.
not even in the league now, I don't
Probably
think.
ain't in the league.
Like, he could shoot, though, at the time. But, I mean, you see what I'm saying? They didn't have anybody.
Yeah.
Like, you can say what you want. I know I'm going to get shit because I'm a LeBron homer. LeBron taking that team
Where he
to
did.
the finals is almost, to me, more impressive than the Heat winning the championships.
Well, I don't even think there's a question there.
Because, I mean, if you look, he had nobody.
And the Heat team was like teams were stacked.
I mean, he beat the Pistons by himself that
Yeah.
night. So
Simba,
we got from Simba to LeBron.
Simba, not a pussy. He was too young.
Yeah, he was young, so he gets a pass on being a pussy.
Yeah.
Trevor Ramsey sent us in the question: should Pete Rose be in the Hall of Fame?
Yes, no question, bar none. He should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
I don't even have to debate that.
No, I agree 100%. Like, I've never not agreed on that.
I mean, it's like, and like I'm in groups on Facebook. I talk to people on Twitter about this. Like in groups for like petitioning for Pete to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, I mean, here's my thing. I understand he bet on baseball, and I know that's the golden rule.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of guys who are in that Hall of Fame who've done a lot of shady stuff.
I mean, I bring this up. This isn't a great example, but look at someone like Babe Ruth. This dude walked out to home plate every single time, drunk as a skunk.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not putting that on the same level as gambling on the game and ruining the sanctity of the game, but people did bad stuff, regardless.
Yeah.
Just because this man gambled, and he never gambled on himself.
No, and that's my thing. Like, okay, and I understand you don't want to put him in as a manager because he was betting them.
Yeah.
You can't question what he did as a player.
No.
Like, even...
And this is, and I've, he's been quoted saying this is before the roids. He didn't need roids to get all them hits.
No.
I mean, and
he's legit.
And that's one thing that really that pisses me off about baseball because that's my game is seeing these players and people hold them on pedestals. Your Mark McGuire's, your Barry Bonds, who played during the steroid era.
Right.
Roger Clemens, people like that people hold to such high standards, who did roids, and Pete Rose gambled on a few games, and he's not in because of that.
And I was really hopeful this last time
I was too.
that they would let him in. Of course, then the story about them saying the underage girls and all this stuff,
Yeah.
which nobody can, other than the one guy, nobody can prove one way or another. But it just cast enough shadow to he's never going to get in, which I think is ridiculous. I think you put him in as a player. You don't have to put him in as a manager.
But you put him in as a player.
But you have to put him in. Like, there's so many people. Like, going back to Babe Ruth, who I love. Like, when I was little, I was obsessed with Babe Ruth. And I remember the movie come out that John Goodman played Babe Ruth in it. Called The Babe. I think it was called The Babe.
It might have been.
Yeah.
I was about to say it's not Babe because that's the movie
Babe's
about
the pig. We're not talking about the pig. We're talking about the player. But if you watch, like, he was kind of a womanizer, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, he went from woman to woman. He liked to go to the speakeasies.
Yeah.
And he liked to party and have a good time.
I mean, like, for me, like, the player from way back in the day that I hold to, like, the high standard was, like, Yogi Berra.
Right.
Or Mickey Mantle. Or Ty Cobb.
Right.
Or Honus Wagner. Like, people like that. Like, Babe Ruth, hell of a player, but he's probably a pretty shitty person.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, I love Babe Ruth because I was a bigger guy.
Yeah.
So Babe Ruth was bigger. I like Babe Ruth, but, I always usually, in baseball, I would wear either 44 for Hank Aaron or, here you go, random one. Just to give away a little bit of my age here.
Uh-oh.
I would wear number 19 for Juan Gonzalez.
Damn. That's saying something.
Like, he was a freak, man.
Yeah,
At
it
the
was.
time. But, anyway. So, yes, we think, there you go, Ram, because I think that's what you thought we'd say.
Yeah, I think Ram and I'd even had this conversation before.
Yeah, Pete Rose should, without a doubt, be in the Hall of Fame. Get off your damn high horse and put him in.
Yeah.
So, number 3. And some of these got a little weird. Like, people who we don't know started sending messages in.
Yeah, it was weird.
I'm pretty sure this guy's from Canada.
His name sounds Canadian.
It does. This came from Wilson Tremblay.
Yeah.
Don't know you, Wilson, but thanks for sending in the message, sending the question in. He wants us to rank in our opinion, Justin's gonna have his. I'll have mine. The 5 best Canadian wrestlers ever.
And it was funny, but before we started,
We started talking about it, and like we kept naming people, and it got harder and harder.
and I named the mysterious man,
You named the man.
the
with which-
forgotten
the man
child.
with which we do not speak. Which was funny, which we'll get to in just a second, because I'm sure he's on both our lists.
Yeah.
We actually had different number ones. Go ahead.
I think my number one for this, and a lot of this is probably just because, I grew up in wrestling
Yeah.
a little bit later than you. So, Edge is going to be my number one. I don't even think that's a question. Dude's a
I see
multi-time,
that. Like I don't have a problem.
multi-time champion. Would have still been doing it. I mean,
Yeah, no. It's the Daniel Bryan thing.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, cut short.
and even now he's got the show.
Oh, dude, if you've not seen the Edge and Christian show, which I'm gonna put another plug in, like the WWE Network is awesome.
Yeah.
Like anybody that says it's not is an idiot, because like I watch so much old stuff, and because it goes back to the old stuff, like when everybody says wrestling was great then, because you actually thought
Yeah.
Ric Flair and them actually broke Dusty Rhodes' leg, or stuff like that. Hogan really got killed by Andre or something. But the WWE Network is awesome. But one of the new shows they got on there now that we've been watching is the Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness.
Yeah.
If you like just random funny stuff,
If you like the tag team of Edge and Christian and
Oh,
kind of the
God, 100%.
shenanigans and the antics they pulled all the time,
100%.
you'll love this show.
like it's
Bar
so
none.
funny.
Yeah.
It's great. And they had the best clip ever this past week
They did.
with AJ Styles. Go check that out. My number one, and it's not that I'm a huge fan of his. Like we talked about this. It's
Yeah.
not that I was like, ooh, I like him a lot. But with him winning the championships, and not just WWF, WWE, but WCW too. Much as I hate to, because I don't necessarily like him, I respect him. My number one has to be Bret Hart.
That makes sense to
I
me.
mean, I know that's kind of the lame one to have to put first, but at the same time,
Yeah.
what man's been a U.S. champion and an Intercontinental champion, WCW heavyweight champion, WWF heavyweight champion.
He's number two for me.
Right, so you got
Yeah.
Bret number two. That doesn't
Yeah.
make me feel as bad. Number two for me.
Are you gonna throw the?
Okay, here you go.
Are you
I'm gonna do the man with which we do not speak. Is
Okay.
gonna be my number two.
Okay, I didn't know if you were gonna do that or go with the brother.
No, not yet. Because I'm going to go with this one because he did get to kind of fulfill some of it. I mean, it was cut short by his own doing, I guess. The man with which we do not speak, the rabid Wolverine,
Yeah.
Chris Benoit.
Yep. Chris Benoit.
Yep.
Benoit.
Benoit's going number two for me. Look, I'm not condoning anything he did. It's despicable if he really did do it. I know there's some different theories and stuff.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's terrible what he did if he did do it. I mean, it's unthinkable. I can't imagine it. But in the ring,
He's unreal.
he was unreal. Like, he was so good and so just smooth and technical, and he sold everything. Like, how he did it made you think he was really hurting
Yeah.
people. I mean, it was so good. He legitimately was the rabid Wolverine.
And you have the famous match when he messed up his neck in the and he comes back out
Yeah.
and he's like holding up and they're still hitting him anyway because he didn't
Yeah.
want to stop the match.
Oh, I know. Some of his matches in WCW that get overlooked a lot. Him and Kevin Sullivan, who, if you don't know, they really didn't like each other.
Yeah.
Like, Kevin Sullivan was married to Nancy, who was actually the person named Woman that is Benoit's wife that, he killed, whatever, was Kevin Sullivan's wife. And she left him for Benoit. So, I mean, he had a lot of things. And the fact he was part of the Horsemen.
Yeah.
Then he came to WWE. After he wins the title on Sunday night at the pay-per-view for WCW and leaves the company and shows up and has the Radicals group with Eddie Guerrero, Saturn, and Dean Malenko.
Yep.
And then he was a made man after that too. I mean, him and Triple H and Shawn Michaels. I think I saw yesterday was like the I forget, it's some anniversary like yesterday when they actually had their match where he won the title at WrestleMania.
Really?
Yeah. Because I saw highlights of it and I forgot how great that match was until I saw it. So Benoit's 2 for me.
See, 3's hard for me because, like, I want to put Chris Benoit there, but I'm putting Jericho there.
Yeah,
Putting the undisputed champion there.
I can't argue with that. My 3, it was hard. My number 3, Jericho was right there. My number 3, maybe 2. This is where I'm going to do it. This is, I think, if this guy doesn't die early, unexpectedly, in a terrible,
Horrific accident.
1 in a million time accident,
Yeah.
I think he may be the number 1 on my list because not only was he great in the ring like his brother was, but Owen Hart, he kind of had some character to him,
Yeah.
and he could sell some stuff, and it was entertaining. So my number 3 is the Rocket, Owen Hart. I mean, I it's just kind of how it is.
Looking at the dogs.
Yeah, like if you don't know, like my dog, I got a couple dogs, but the one dog that kind of whines occasionally because she feels lonely, she just hopped up in here between us and is looking at us.
Yeah.
So
But, yeah, number 4 for me, probably going to be Chris Benoit.
yeah,
Like, I mean, you kind of mentioned everything about him. I grew up as a huge fan, and, put all that terrible stuff aside. Like I said, it was terrible. Pablo, brushed on it too.
terrible,
Horrific. But, this guy's kind of been erased because of that. And
I understand why to a point.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
what he did for the business was bar none some of the best wrestling we'd seen.
yeah.
And I can't overlook that.
Okay, my number 4 is gonna be a little same way I stole your stuff with Benoit.
Yeah.
The undisputed heavyweight champ.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Jericho. Like if you beat the Rock and Stone Cold in the same night to become the undisputed champion, which nobody, I don't care who you are, thought that was gonna happen that night.
No.
I mean, you got to go on the list. Plus, I mean, Jericho's still going today. Him and AJ.
Still doing it today.
Yeah.
Still killing it. Got a metal band
Yeah.
outside of the
Fozzy.
ring. Fozzy.
Yeah.
Killing it, dude.
And he's getting more tattoos every week, it looks like.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, who's going to be your 5th?
See, like, we talked about a few that are probably outside the top 5, but Owen's probably going to be 5.
You got Owen Hart?
Yeah.
Owen Hart.
Yeah, it's like you said, if he, if what doesn't happen to him, he probably is number 1. He probably becomes that guy.
Right.
Really and truly.
5, I mean, it's probably going to be a little melodramatic, I guess. I will say this. We do have some honorable mentions that were close. Like Kevin Owens, to me, Kevin Steen is close.
I think eventually he'll be up there.
Lance Storm is somebody for me that I really, really like. Not necessarily a character. Like he was kind of stone faced.
Yeah.
But in the ring, man, he was just, God, he could go so good. And then, even Christian. Christian is another guy he's really underrated. And I thought he was really good.
I think as an entertainer, he could probably make a top 5.
Yeah, if you want entertainment or personality-wise,
Yeah.
I guess. But I guess because he's not made it on my list yet, my number 5 is going to be your number 1.
Edge.
Edge has to go on there because Edge, multi-champion and multi-tag champ, intercontinental champ, world champ, and another guy who kind of like, not to the extent of Owen or Benoit, got cut down before he really got to get his full potential. I mean, still, like we said, you can see Edge's show.
Still an unrivaled career, but he'd still be doing it today with Jericho if he had the opportunity.
100%. So Edge is our 5. So that's our answers. His 5 are Edge, Bret Hart, Jericho, Benoit, and Owen Hart. Mine are Bret Hart, Chris Benoit, Owen Hart, Jericho, and Edge is number 5 for me. So I mean, we got the same people. It's just different order, and you can debate any of these however you want to. Just kind of how it is.
Yeah.
So, next one. Question number 5. You want to read this one?
Who is this one from?
Which
rando is this from?
This one is from a person on Twitter named @JDiggerVitel.
That's a hell of a name.
That's a great name.
He's asking who is your Final Four for the
The
tournament?
Final Four for the tournaments this year, which we just told you earlier, we're doing the Tourney Challenge.
Yeah.
Look it up on ESPN. Till the count of 5. Find our thing on Facebook. Go sign up. We will have some kind of prize for the winner.
Yeah, we'll give something away. So the way we set the brackets up, you can enter twice. So for me, I had an upset bracket that was just kind of wacky, and then I went with my actual bracket. So actual Final Four, really no upsets whatsoever besides Kentucky, and I've got to put them in there because I'm a fan.
Yeah.
But Villanova, Oregon, Kentucky, Michigan State, I've got Michigan State winning it all.
Okay. I didn't really have a whole lot of upsets, and so I didn't pick Kentucky either, though. I've got Kansas and Oklahoma, and then I have North Carolina, Michigan State. I got North Carolina winning the whole thing.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those hit or misses. Like, I can really screw up. But if they're on, I think they're going to be hard to beat.
That's one reason I put Kentucky there. Like, besides me being a fan, they've like stepped it up as of late.
Yeah, they have. They're a scary team right now.
And Calipari's fired up.
Oh yeah, he
He
pissed.
was pissed off about
Which
a
I don't
forcing.
blame him. Like, let's talk about that real quick. The snubs and
Yeah.
stuff that happen. Like, look, and I understand. And Vanderbilt and Syracuse may be better teams, but there's no reason those two teams should have got in, and Monmouth, or however you say it, got left at home.
Yeah.
Who's like a 27 or 28-5 basketball team, and then you have 19 and 13
Because of the name.
because it's a name, I know, but it's ridiculous. Like, and I'm usually the elitist cap guy when it comes to that. Like, usually I want to see the bigger teams.
Yeah.
Because most of the time little teams aren't going to pull off the upset.
Yeah.
Now this year I think it's going to be crazy because I don't think there's one dominant team. I know we kind of stuck to no upsets.
See, my other bracket, like I got VCU Final Four. I'm
Well, like,
pretty sure.
you know, and that's, I don't think it'll happen, but it would not surprise me either at the same time if this is the first time ever a 16 would upset a 1.
I
mean,
yeah, I could see
and
that.
because, I mean, if you look at the ones, you know, Kansas, North Carolina, Virginia, Oregon. See, I don't think Oregon deserved the number 1 seed. I thought Michigan State got screwed out of that.
That was the one that was kind of screw with me, and the reason I threw them in there is just because, you know, they've never done anything really big.
Right.
So I'm hoping this might be a year for them.
But yeah, with that, you know, I thought Michigan State got screwed. I thought Kentucky, who I don't like, got screwed with their seed after they beat Texas A&M.
Yep.
But it's like you said, they already had the brackets filled out. So anyway, number 6 comes from a Twitter follower at Vince Russo sucks balls. That's a true statement and a good Twitter name. If you don't know who Vince Russo is, consider yourself lucky. Who do you consider the worst wrestling world heavyweight champion ever?
You're going to have to go first. I've got to think.
Like, okay. If we're not going to... Okay. Not technically being... It's serious, but at the same time, it's not serious, okay? I think it's pretty easy for me. Because this is when I knew my company was in deep, deep shit. It's David Arquette.
You might be right.
When David Arquette won the WCW heavyweight title, that was the stupidest, lowest point where I was like, WCW screwed. Like, Vince is going to win.
Yeah.
Because that was the stupidest thing ever. And I like the movie that they come out with, Ready to Rumble.
Yeah.
Like, I actually like that movie a lot. But when he became the world champion, like, it just kind of shit on everything that I believed in with WCW. Because I was a WCW guy. You know, Sting, Flair, even Hogan, Nash, Goldberg.
Didn't you mention Goldberg? You don't even like Goldberg.
Damn, I mean, yeah, exactly. I don't even like Goldberg, and that's how pissed I was.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? You know, David Arquette is the world champ.
I'd say mine, and this is just going to sound dumb, but Albert Del Rio, when he won
You
the
don't like
WWE.
Alberto Del
I
Rio?
hate him.
I
Always
don't
did.
necessarily like him, but I won't say he's the worst champion ever because he's pretty good in the ring.
Like, he's not bad in the ring, but, like, the armbar. Not even a real armbar.
I did hear that,
Like, his armbar was a wrist lock.
yeah, I heard that Vince is pissy about that move and either wants him to, like, do it more viciously or change his move.
It's because it's not even an armbar.
I know, it's pretty
It's a
bad.
wrist
It is
lock.
shitty. It is shitty.
Like, nothing. Like, I'm not saying he's a bad wrestler. I'm not saying he's a bad character.
Right, no.
But, like, no way can you tell me that's the guy that's supposed to be at the top.
That's true.
With everyone that's ever been in the locker room, that should have never been the guy.
Yeah, that's true. I will say, okay. If we, I guess if I go like a wrestler, I'm gonna have to say, for me, and this is kind of going back to WCW. I liked him when he was younger, not when he won the title. Scott Steiner.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not because. I like Scott Steiner, especially when they had the Steiner brothers.
Yeah.
Great tag team. They were good. The problem was Scott got on steroids. He got so big he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And, became Big Papa Pump. And I'm watching some old WCW pay-per-views. Like this past week, I've been, for some reason, watching like the 1999, 2000 episodes, which were shitty. But it's the same.
Shitty.
But at the same time, like I remember not watching a lot of them because I knew. So I'm like,
Yeah.
this is kind of new stuff I haven't seen before. And so I actually saw Scott Steiner win his first title from Booker T.
Yep.
Who, Booker T was another guy who I can't decide if he was underrated or overrated at the same time.
Yeah, it's
Like he deserved it, and I feel like he never got. I didn't think he'd ever get it, and he did.
It was a weird dynamic.
But then at the same time, because I think that was when WCW was kind of going under already, so he didn't get probably the pub he should have got for doing it because he was good in the ring. But for me, I guess it would be Scott Steiner personally. And in all honesty, this is going to break your heart. If I have to pick a WWF one,
oh God, I know what you're going to say.
It's one of two in WWF.
Okay, who? Who's the two?
One.
Well, who's the other one? I guess.
Okay, you don't even know what I'm going to say yet. One is Sid was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I was a Sid Vicious fan. Like Sid was cool in the 90s.
He's like so 90s, it's not even funny.
Oh no,
too.
he was.
That's hilarious.
He was. Sid was not a good one. And it's not that I didn't like him. I just didn't think he needed to be a world champion. And sorry, because I'm going to get deep shit for this one with everybody.
Let's hear it.
Not a huge.
Come on.
Not that I'm not a fan.
Come on, let's.
I didn't think Mick Foley needed to be world champion.
I knew that's what
You knew that's where I was going, right?
Yeah.
Whatever. Scott Hall should have been a champion somewhere, though. Damn it.
Mick Foley was a god.
Mick Foley. No. Okay. Damn it. Here we go. Here is the thing. Like I like Mick Foley. I'm not saying anything bad about
You're
him.
saying you hate Mick
I
Foley. That's
respect
what
the
you're
crap
saying.
out of what he did because he did crazy stuff. He came off a cage.
Yep.
We go back to the Undertaker match. Crazy.
Yep.
You watch the stuff he did in Japan. Crazy stuff.
Yep.
Even ECW stuff. Absolutely nuts. Psychotic. Great man. Funny too.
Yeah. Hilarious.
That's not the guy I want as the face of my company.
That's the
He
guy.
pulls a damn sock out of his pants and shoves it down somebody's throat.
You can't tell me you wouldn't do that.
Hell no.
I would do that 100%.
No. I'm pretty like if you stick your hand in your pants and then shove it in another guy's mouth, that's borderline gay.
I would do that to someone if I was in a fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Like,
bro, I'm in a fight with someone. I'm getting
Okay,
naked
well that's
first
different.
thing.
You're getting naked. Yeah.
First
if you're
thing.
willing to still fight me and I'm naked,
Yeah.
then I might get my ass beat. But
Like
Okay.
I'll throw sand. Like I don't care. Mick Foley is the guy.
okay, whatever. I went with David Arquette. You should okay. Vince sucked as a WWF champion.
Yeah.
Vince was stupid. Anytime you do somebody's an honorable wrestler, it's stupid.
Yeah.
Because you're just pissing on everybody that ever wore that title before. Sorry, that was my soapbox. I'll get off of it now.
Yeah.
All right, you want to do this one?
Yeah. New segment. I dropped the first F-bomb last week. I just want that to be known.
He did drop the first
It was
F-bomb.
me, and it was over Star Wars, so it was warranted. Okay.
It's really funny. My phone's ringing right now.
Then that was weird.
I know. I'm not gonna go answer it. Either.
Anyway, so I brought the first F-bomb, so I guess I'll drop the second F-bomb
Yeah, I'm
here.
gonna let you drop the second one. I'm trying to keep my streak intact here.
Alright, we're gonna do Kill, Marry, Fuck.
And if you don't know what that is, explain that.
Basically, so you get 3 random people, and you're playing a game. You have to kill one, you have to marry one, you have to have sex with one.
Right.
That's the basic premise of this.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
You can give me my 3 first.
Do you want me to go first?
You give me my 3.
Should I give you like super good ones or just like
Like
super
it doesn't matter. You give
super
me
gnarly ones?
give me whatever you want, man.
You want me to stick with wrestling? Do you want
I
me to
don't
just go
care.
off the
Anything you
wall?
want to go. Let's try and stick to women though.
I was gonna do men first
Like
thing.
don't I know. Like that's what I was. Okay, you know what? I'll do men. I don't even care.
All right. Sylvester Stallone,
Okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Okay.
Who's the third one? Brock Lesnar. Just 3 burly
Oh my
men.
God.
And you have to have sex with one of them. Think about that. You have to have sex with 2 of them technically because you have to consummate the marriage with one of them.
That's true. Okay. I am. I'll kill Arnold. I'm gonna kill
You're
Arnold.
gonna kill Arnold?
I'm gonna kill Arnold.
Why are you killing him?
I'm gonna explain myself in a minute.
Okay.
I'm gonna kill Arnold
Okay.
because I just couldn't deal with the accent.
That makes sense. Okay, I understand.
Okay. I'm gonna marry Brock.
That. Okay.
One, I feel like that's pretty financially secure right there.
Probably.
Not to mention, I could pretty much talk as much shit as I want to, and nobody's ever gonna mess with me.
Yeah, more than likely.
And I feel like he'd be gentle.
No way he's gentle. No way.
Have sex with?
You have to have sex with Stallone.
I'm going to have sex with Stallone, but not like today's Stallone. I'm going old school Stallone.
Yeah,
Yeah, like the pretty boy Italian stallion Stallone.
No.
No, that's the no. That's I can choose.
Has to be like Rocky.
Like right now? Okay, Rocky. Which Rocky?
Or like Rambo.
Okay, you know what? I'm doing Stallone.
Like in the
still.
greasy up Rambo style.
Right.
Like in
man.
a jungle.
Yeah, kinky.
Alright.
We're going jungle stuff, man.
Alright. Alright. Mine. Marion Stallone. Because I know he'll screw around on me and have a love child. And I'll divorce him. Get
Okay.
rich. Okay. I'm killing. Do I want to kill? I don't want to kill Brock. I feel like that'd just be hard to do.
Yeah, that would be a little hard.
Yeah, but Mary Schwarzenegger, he's gonna mess around, kill Stallone. That's what I meant
You're
to
gonna
say.
kill Stallone.
Kill
Okay.
Stallone, and I'll probably do it with Brock. I feel like you might be right. He might be gentle. He's at least gonna know some wrestling moves. Probably pull some pretzel
Oh
stuff
my
between
God.
us. That's what I'm thinking anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it would be cool though. That's probably mine. What's yours?
Okay, my 3 for you to do first will be. I know what you're gonna do here, but it'll be funny anyway.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not throwing your boy in there. Donald Trump,
Oh God.
Hillary,
Okay.
Miley Cyrus.
That ain't even a question. Like that's just easy. Trump's dead, 100%.
I knew that was coming.
See, here's my thing. Is there a technicality where it's like a polygamy thing where I'm also like half married to Bill, and like we can just go like squat up?
Oh wow, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so probably gonna do that,
Okay.
and then have sex with Miley Cyrus. That would be just fun. I think.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone thinks. That'd be fun.
No, it would be. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I didn't know how you'd feel about that one. That's why I threw that one.
Yeah.
In there. If I was doing it, so I'm gonna kill Hillary.
Wow.
I can't stand her.
That's understandable.
Like, and it's nothing like even political. Like, we're not gonna talk politics. It's just the woman, just to look at her.
See, that's like I said though. Like I would just like completely like disregard her and just hang out with Bill all the time. We go do cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if I could do that, then maybe.
Like we'd have a tandem bike. He'd be on the back with a saxophone,
Right.
riding the basketball games.
Okay, this is gonna be weird. Because technically, if you marry somebody, you can get to do it too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna marry Miley.
Okay.
I'm gonna do Trump.
Okay.
Because I figure he'll offer me enough money to where I won't have to.
That or he'll pay you to be quiet about it.
There you go. So either way, I'm gonna get money, and I'm married to Miley, who has money, and I'm like you. She's probably a freak in the sheets.
Yeah, our podcast would be ridiculous after that.
Oh my God, we will have people on every week.
Yeah,
We went totally different this week. Just
we really did.
I can't wait till Hunter's on.
I'm so
When
excited.
Hunter,
For
like
that.
I got to talk to Hunter this week. Hunter, I know you probably ain't gonna listen this long, but We got to talk to you. We got to get Hunter Roberts on here because that's going to be, it may just be a whole hour of that whole game we just played. But, okay, number 8. This question is, what is your, and we've talked about this, the favorite Indiana Jones movie since they announced today that they're going to come out with a new one?
Which is bullshit, by the way.
Okay, but wait a minute. This gets better. This was sent in by Please Don't Make Another Indiana Jones Movie.
That's a long Twitter handle.
Yeah. I don't even know if that one was real, so.
Yeah.
Find. Anyway, as far as the whole making the new one, I mean, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt for right now. But I don't have high hopes.
Okay, Crystal Skull sucked balls.
I don't know that I hated it.
Bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Like the only way that Indiana Jones can be revived, and you can argue with me all you want, anyone that's listening, the only person that will be able to play Indiana Jones that we know of as an actor right now is Chris Pratt. Unless they bring Chris Pratt in, it will not be anything.
Well, I mean, according to who had made the announcement today,
yeah, I know it's
Harrison Ford.
But what I'm saying, if they're going to actually try to revitalize or remake him, it has to be Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I'm a big Chris Pratt fan anyway, but mine and Pablo's, I think we both agreed on this, Temple of Doom.
Oh my God, Temple of Doom, it's not even close either. Like, and that's no disrespect to the other movies, they're alright.
Yeah.
But it's not close. Temple of Doom is awesome. Like, if you give me all 4 all day long, I'm choosing Temple of Doom.
Yeah, same here.
Like, it's...
I mean, I grew up watching the Indiana Jones movies, and I remember we drove to Florida one year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, it sucks.
And we drove to Florida, and I had a DVD player, like the old school ones you could put in your car.
Oh my God.
And I had one on the back of my chair, and I watched all the Indiana Jones movies on the way down. But I watched Temple of Doom like twice.
Right.
Like I couldn't get enough of that movie as a kid. Loved it.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. Temple of Doom was by far the best one. Another random question that came from my son.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. But he's obsessed with this person, kind of. I don't know why.
Is it Deadpool?
No.
Okay.
Other than Deadpool. He is obsessed with Deadpool right now, too. But he's not seen the movie, so that's some good parenting.
It is really good parenting.
Yeah, as much as that movie's great. He loves Chuck Norris.
Okay.
What is your favorite Chuck Norris movie?
That's hard.
I know. That was like when he talked about it earlier today. I'd forgot about it, actually. That's why I didn't have it wrote down. I know, right?
I don't even know if I remember the names of some of them. That's the thing.
Like, if you describe it, I can probably name
It's been a long... Well, you can't really describe a Chuck Norris movie. Oh, Chuck Norris kills 50 bad
Well, no, I
guys.
mean, there's different storylines. I mean, that's true. He squinted and they all died.
Yeah.
That was Walker.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's pretty close for me between...
I'm looking
there's
up...
3.
I'm
like,
looking
I got
up Chuck
3
Norris
that
movies
are...
because if I see the cover, I'll know it.
Right. There's 3 that are, like, my favorite movies. Like, I don't know that I can pick between the 3.
Okay, what are they?
First is Lone Wolf McQuade.
Okay.
Kind of old school where he's the cop and stuff. Or the, he's not a cop. He is a cop, but it's a ranger or something.
Yeah.
That one's really good. Then there's Delta Force, which is...
Delta Force is up there for me.
Like, I love Delta Force. Because that was, like, one of the first movies I remember watching.
Yeah.
With Dad. So Delta Force is up there. I guess the other one that's up there for me that I don't know gets as much publicity is Hero and the Terror.
Yeah.
I love Hero and the Terror. Those are all, like, to me, those are 3 good movies. So
I found mine. I just had to see the cover. Good Guys Wear Black.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's a good one. But those are my 3. I don't know what I necessarily have.
Like, all the Chuck Norris movies remind me of the old, what was the name of that production studio? The Electric Boogaloo stuff, where they were all just, like, super over the top,
Yeah.
low budget, kill 50 million people movies.
Right.
And the thing about Chuck Norris was, like, he could actually do, like, martial arts and stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
no.
he wasn't. Like, that saved him because he's a terrible actor.
He was not really good. He played a cop pretty well, though.
He did.
I will say my favorite cameo of Chuck Norris may be Dodgeball.
Either Dodgeball or Expendables.
Yeah, he's getting Expendables, but I expect, like, when you think of the action thing,
You think
I don't
eventually he's
necessarily.
going to show
I know it's a
up.
cameo, but it's not a cameo. But I love the fact because I went and saw Dodgeball when it first came out in the theaters.
Really?
Yeah. Me and actually my wife, we weren't married then, obviously, but we went and saw it. And I remember at the end when he's like, "Thank you, Chuck Norris."
Yeah.
And he does like the stupidest looking karate chop by Vince Vaughn ever because it's like half cut. And he's,
Yeah.
but and this actually talking about movies. I watched a movie on Netflix the other night. Holly didn't really watch it. She's played on her phone, kinda. Riley actually saw the end, so don't question my parenting skills. All right, I know she shouldn't have, but
What movie?
I had not watched it in forever. One of my all-time classic favorites. I even want a tattoo from it. Is one of the tattoos I want to get. Scarface.
That'd be pretty cool. I forgot that was on Netflix. They
I actually
put it back on.
They put
Netflix.
it back on Netflix, and that's where I watched it on. And I'm like, oh, I'm not watching Scarface in forever. And you know, it's like a 2.5, 3 hour movie.
Yeah.
Which is the time I'm like, I won't watch all of it. I'm just gonna watch some of it, and then I
got
watched
sucked
all
into
of
it,
it because I forgot how great that movie is. But yeah, I want you know the world is yours thing.
Yeah.
I want that tattoo.
That'd be pretty cool.
Like the whole the planet and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's what I want.
I'll probably hook you up. I know a really good tattoo
All
artist.
right, you may have to do that.
Yeah. Does all my tattoos.
Oh, see, hey. Plus, we'll give you promotional stuff.
Yeah.
We will send you business. But I guess that's pretty much all we got wrote down to talk about.
Yeah, it pretty much covers all of it.
Yeah.
Back on the pop thing from last week, I got a new pop figure this week. Actually, no, I got 3 new ones.
You know what? We got to talk about something else. Go ahead and talk about the pops.
I got a Mia Wallace pop, which I don't know if any of you guys are fans. Pulp Fiction is my favorite movie of all time.
Awesome.
Always has been. I'm a huge Tarantino fan. Love that movie since the first time I saw it. Watched it this week, actually, after I bought the pop. But I got that, and I got 2 do-it-yourself pops. Completely blank white. My girlfriend and I were
It's because your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend's amazing.
Yeah, and like we're going to paint them up and make them look like us, so that should be pretty sick.
Yeah. Hers will look crazy.
Yeah.
Yours will look okay. Hers will look...
She's probably
going to do yours too.
probably gonna
Just
do
tell
mine.
the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll probably draw a little bit on it. And
He
then she'll
keeps
paint
saying this. We'll do it. It's really she'll do it.
it. Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I did do the hand that I have though. You ever seen the hand that I have?
No, I don't think so.
Like it's like a mount doing this.
Yeah.
And it was all white, and I painted all of it.
Wow.
I tattooed it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I actually did it on my own. Lexi just sit there and watched. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'm artistic as well.
Yeah. No, here you go. You're gonna, because you were disappointed in me last week
Yeah,
when we discussed a certain movie.
yeah.
So to
That-
make up for it,
That made me drop the F bomb. You're right.
it did. It did make you drop the F bomb. And I apologize that I have not seen Star Wars.
Yeah.
So to remedy that, on eBay, I did go and buy the Star Wars Complete Saga thing, all first 6 episodes that should be here sometime this week.
You gonna watch them all this week?
Probably not this week because we're supposed to go on a trip this weekend. So,
I got you.
but soon, definitely soon. But yeah, so everybody can get off my case about not ever seeing Star Wars.
No, they can still do that.
No, they can't.
Until
No.
you watch them.
I bought them. It's okay.
It doesn't matter.
I
if you
have a
bought them,
4-foot Darth Vader upstairs in my son's room.
but you ain't watched the movies.
Suck it. All right. Shut up. All right. So apparently I'm gonna get off here and watch Star Wars.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I think
And-
that's gonna wrap it up.
yeah.
That's. I mean,
Check
we,
us out. Join the tournament online, ESPN, till the count of 5. Find us on Facebook, Twitter. All the stuff will be in information.
yeah, everything
Uh,
will be down in the description below.
Y'all know the routine. Tell us if y'all might want some shirts. We'll hook you up. My wife will make them. She's actually pretty good at
Yeah,
it.
she's pretty good at.
So, yeah, holler at us, and I guess we'll see y'all next week.
Bye.